Shalom, the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, already accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Ark who are listening, learning. If your sisters are listening, learning. Coming into another lesson in true facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, Lord, will be edifying. So I title this lesson, As Their Last Kingdom Fall, the Lord's Kingdom is Rising. As the so-called white man, the Edomites, last kingdom fall, the Lord's kingdom is rising. And it starts with the men of Israel, which is the tabernacle of David. Now, real quick in 1 Corinthians 3 and 16, it reads, Know ye not that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy, for the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. So here the Lord saying that our body is his temple, right? Starting with the men of Israel. It's 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, which ye have of God, and you are not your own, for you are bought with a price. Therefore glorify power in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. So Yahweh Shah said, the kingdom of heaven come not with observation, for it is within you, right? And in Matthew 11, it reads, And from the days of John the Baptist unto now, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence. And we know there's no violence in the kingdom of heaven, the spiritual realm. So this is talking about Israelites on earth. It say, and from the days of John the Baptist unto now, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. How can the violent take the kingdom of heaven by force? Well, it's talking about the people of Israel. We are known as the kingdom of heaven. In Deuteronomy 32, and 1 it reads, Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. So here's the Lord saying, as Yahweh Shah said, our body is the Lord's temple. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6. I want to hit these points first. It's 2 Corinthians 6. In verse 16, it reads, And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God have said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, because churches don't walk. So this ain't talking about these physical buildings that the people call churches, what the Lord called them harlot houses in Jeremiah 5 and 7. So the Lord said again, 2 Corinthians 6 and 16, And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. So the temple of the Lord, first and foremost, is the men of Israel. Okay? It's the men. That's the temple of the Lord. Our body is the Lord's temple, and these men are coming together to be what? A spiritual house. Matter of fact, let's read that. In 1 Peter 2 and 5, it reads, Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house. and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So these scriptures is plain about who the Lord temple is. Also in 1 Corinthians 3, it reads this. 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with God. You are God's husbandry. You are God's building. See, according to the grace of power which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builder thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. You see, for other foundations can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So, let me get this in Ephesians. I got to hit these temple precepts before I go on. This is Ephesians 2 in verse 18. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father. Now therefore you are no more strangers and foreigners. Talking about these Israelites that was called strangers and foreigners. Okay, those that was put away from the commonwealth. Now therefore you are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens, which is the commonwealth of Israel, with the saints and of the household of God, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shah Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, which is in 1 Peter 2 and 6. It reads, verse 21, in whom all the building fitly framed together grow up unto what? An holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of God through the Spirit. How can these bodies be built together? Because it said, you are all lively stones in 1 Peter 2 and 5, in whom ye also are built together for an habitation of God through the Spirit. So now, as their last kingdom fall, the Lord's kingdom is rising, which is the tabernacle of David. Let's read this. In Job 24 and 23, it reads, though it be given him to be in safety, so-called white man, dealing with the elites, because the regular ones that you see every day, the so-called white man, they ain't in safety, because there is no more middle class. It said, though it be given him to be in safety, okay, they used to be. Everybody had generational wealth and white privilege. Now it only applies to the elites. Job 24 and 23, though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. The Lord is watching. It say they, verse 24, they are exalted for a little while. What the Lord said in Isaiah 26 and 10, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. So they are exalted for a little while, from the Greeks to the Romans to this kingdom now, to that rulership now, the so-called white man. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other. All other what? All other kingdoms that came before them. Okay, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo and Persians. Okay, they all fail, man. So again, it say they all fail, man. It say Job 24 and 24. It reads, they are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low, back to the basis of men. And see, right now, Israel is the basis of men for the moment. It say, but are gone and brought low, which is back to that lower state, right? The basis of men, back in the dust. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not so, who will make me a liar and make my speech nothing worth? So here it is. The Lord is destroying these devils and bringing them back low, and he's raising up the tabernacle of David. In Amos 9:11, it reads, In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David, which is the men that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. So it starts with the men. Let's go to let's read this in Ezra, right? This is Ezra 5:8. See what the head say, temple work resumed, because it was put off for a time. And this was during the time of Babylonian or the Medo and Persians. So here it is, it say, be it known unto the king that we went into the province of Judea to the house of the great God, which is builded with great stones. These stones today is the men of Israel, okay? The elect, whomever they are. It say the temple is laid in the walls, and this work goeth fast on, and prospereth in their hands. Then asked we, those elders, and said unto them, thus who commanded you to build this house and to make up these walls? Thus saith the Lord, man. We asked their names also to certify thee, that we might write the names of the men that were the chief of them, which is what? The elect, man. Okay? We say the hopeful elect, but whomever the elect are, this is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be building the Lord's house. Again, it say Ezra 5:8. Be it known unto the king that we went into the province of Judea to the house of the great God, which is builded with great stones. Job 5:23. It said ye it say First Peter 2:5, ye also as lively stones. And so it's a beautiful thing for the Lord to have given us this high calling, man. Does it tell you in Philippians 3? This is a high calling. It say, and the temple is laid in the walls, and this work goeth fast on, and prospereth in their hands. Then asked we, those elders, and said unto them, thus who commanded you to build this house? The Lord gave you the spirit, man. So as the moment is right now, we have been given a high calling. Okay, we have been given commandment to help partake in building of the Lord's house, man. Hey, so as I said the other day, hey, make your calling make sense, man. It say, then asked we those elders and said unto them, thus who commanded you to build this house and to make up these walls? We asked their names also. When you read in Second Timothy, let me get it from the phone. It say, Ezra 5:10 said, we asked their names also, right? It's Second Timothy 2:19, it reads, nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure. Well, hey, what's a part of the foundation? The building, man. The foundation is Yahweh Shai. As it tell you in 1 Corinthians 3 and Ephesians 2. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of a Mashiach depart from iniquity. So the Lord know, we don't. So again, if the Lord have given you the high calling, hey, make your high calling make sense. We ask their names also to certify thee, that we might write the names of the men that were the chief of them, which is the elect. Verse 11, and thus they returned us answer, saying, we are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and build a house that was builded these many years ago. By who? Solomon, which a great king of Israel builded and set up. This great king was Solomon. Okay? If you can receive it, Yahushua. And thus they return us answer, saying, we are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and build a house that was builded these many years ago. Amos 9:11, which a great king of Israel builded and set up. So here we is again in John. Lord willing, will be of those men. Lord willing. Here it is in John 4:38. I sent you to reap that whereon you bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and you are entered into their labors. See, a guy came on the comment board at a video I did yesterday of the plantation last night, and he said, this low belly nigga said, much love, but I gotta rebuke you for the lesson that I did yesterday on this guy, the Elder Not about that lesson on, because I was making the point of uh those that don't follow the ways of the Lord, eventually they're gonna be destroyed. So he said, and those be the conditions of a two-third person. I'm saying when things like that happen. So the guy came on the comment board and said, good and bad things happen to the righteous people, that the righteous men and women that's following the Lord. And I told him I know that. You didn't understand what the lesson was about. Obviously, you didn't understand. Because good and bad things happen to the whole elect. We ain't in the kingdom. The point I was making, well, this is what happened when you don't follow the Lord, man. When you ain't following Yahweh Shema Shah, it's more than less things like that gonna happen to you, man. And things and good and bad things happen to us. But to the whole elect, they ain't bad things, man, because the Lord be chastening us. And see, these people don't understand what's going on, man. That's why he's got told him, bro, you can't rebuke me. You don't got no works on your channel. You don't got no street ministry. You don't got no works. You can't rebuke me at all. And I told him, furthermore, you don't understand what's going on. Those things, of course, things happen to the righteous, but that be the trying of our patience. To a person that ain't following the Lord, it's going to get worse. And I told him, you ain't understand the lesson. You slow belly nigga. But anyway, Jake always open their mouth up with no works, with no nothing, talking about he can't rebuke me. You can't rebuke me. You don't got no works, no street ministry. You don't got nothing on your channel. This is son Isaiah. And he ain't worth doing he's not even worth doing a lesson on. I shouldn't even mention this slow belly nigga. This Isaiah 61:4. And they shall build the old waste. And this was happening right now in the midst of these devils, last kingdom, their monetary system, which they are doing it. The Lord got them crashing their own monetary system so they can bring in the sea hill because they want to have everybody tracked, right? And this is all leading to the remnant, man. As it tells you in Revelation 12:17, the dragon is wrought with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed that keep the commandments of the Lord and had a testimony. Two-thirds of our people ain't trying to keep no law, statute, commandments to the best of their ability. That's the whole elect. So in the midst of these devils' kingdom is falling, in Isaiah 35, the Lord say, in the habitation of dragons, he's going to give us our customs back, man. The Hebrew. And we'll tell you in Zephaniah 3, then when I turn to the people of pure language. So it tell you in Isaiah 35, in the midst of these Edomites, it's in the midst of these, it's in the habitation of dragons, where each lay, there shall be grass with reeds and rushes. Hey, and in Deuteronomy 32, and Isaiah 44, the Lord is raising us up in the midst of these bastards and giving us our heritage back, or giving us our customs back, because our heritage is the land of Israel. Giving us our customs back, okay? Giving us the names of Yahweh Shema Shai back in the midst of these devils. So it's Isaiah 61:4, and they can't stop it, man, because they kept this on the lock and key sealed all the way up to this present day, man. Since the moment they took everything from Jerusalem, they have had it locked on the key since to this right down to this day, man. And they don't understand how did this truth come from how did Jake raise up in the earth? The video the elder Apostle Taha had did, this guy talking about how this Hebrew Israelite thing uh is growing vast in the earth. Well, because the Lord said in Isaiah in Deuteronomy 32 that he would rain down his doctrine and it shall distill on the elect, man. They can't stop this because this is not something they can control. This is from the spiritual realm, man. You can't control this. That's why the lesson I did, Esau want the wisdom because they can't buy it. And when they can't buy something, it's a problem. Because they can go buy all these $1 million, $1 billion paintings These jets, they can jet set, get the best of land, that was their blessing, right? To live, to get the best of the land, the best food, control all the weapons, control the air and the ground. But they can't buy their hand, they can't put their hand on wisdom. This is a major problem, man. Because no slow belly, listen, this guy said, how can Michael Brown, how can Esau have two Canaanite women and still be the Edomites? You slow belly Edomite. What are you talking about? See, if you're dealing with the scriptures say we are what our father is because the man had a seed. But you know something about the Edomites, they deal with the mother's lineage. They don't deal with the fathers. That's how stupid they is. But show you how cold when the Lord set things right side up, the devil set things right upside down. Just like he make us right. Oh, he taught us to write and read from left to right when we write and read from right to left in the Hebrew. Well, these devils believe that you are what your mother is. Well, the Lord established we being who our father is. These slow bellied mice. In Isaiah 61:4, and they shall build the old waste, they shall raise up the former desolation. What's this is? Jerusalem. And they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations. It's going to be repaired, man. This is Michael. Oh no, on with that. Like it. Let's get Isaiah. Let's see. Just go appreciate the show. Yeah, this is Isaiah 58 and 11. And Yahweh shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And this is what's happening now, man. Okay, thy soul, he said, and satisfy thy soul in drought. So when it's Jacob trouble out here, the elect at that time would be the elect. Their soul shall be satisfied in drought, and make fat thy bones. And is a verse in Proverbs that talks about it's the scriptures. The words of the Lord shall be health to thy marrow. Let me read it. Let me read it in Proverbs. Let me get this. See, these devils, hey, their kingdom is falling, and the Lord's kingdom is rising, and it started with his men. So this is let's see here. Yeah, Isaiah Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes, fear Yahweh and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, right? The umbilical cord, because that's what's attached to you and the mother, right? For what? For nutrients. And in the ancient time, we know our mothers didn't eat nothing garbage, man. Okay? And you see, you got these LeBron James and these Kevin Durant's and these James Hardens and these what's this guy named Dirk that played for Dallas, right? The Shaqs and these big guys, man, right? Your Wilt Chamberlains and your Michael Jordans and your Dominique Wilkins, right? These are old nurtured babies, man. You got these new ones being born, these GMO babies, man. To my real nourishment, it say Proverbs 3 and 8, it shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. And the Apostle Paul was mentioning this in the lesson he did. I was watching last night the plantation, dealing with the marrow, man. Because they tell you he was going to the valley of dry bones, how we was dried up. That's because one no marrow in the bones, man. We was dried up, man. But it say, and Yahweh shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden. And that's why I tell you in Isaiah 44, it say, in Isaiah 35, it say The parched ground shall become a pool, which was the valley of dry bones here in the Babylon the Great America, man. Okay? The parched ground shall become a pool. It said in Isaiah 35. It said, and thou shalt be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. Because this is the truth. And the Lord said in Proverbs 21 and 15, he said, give us a mouth and wisdom that neither our adversary can neither gainsay nor resist. Right? And when you read in Sirach 24, it say, they that work by the Lord shall never be confounded, shall not do amiss, man. And it's also in 1 Peter 1, okay, and 6. Those that trust in the Lord shall never be confounded, man. The Lord said he gave us a mouth and wisdom that our adversary can neither gainsay nor resist. Isaiah 54 and 17, this is the heritage of servants, man. So in the midst of the so-called white man, his kingdom is falling, man. And the elites, they good. The elites is good, man. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they good, man. It's the ones that's under them that they had the bag. So their world is coming crumbling, crashing down. But the Lord's kingdom, his place, his temple is being established, man. So let's say verse 12, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. This is the Lord talking to Isaiah, man. So this is what the Lord talking to the prophets, man. And they that shall be of thee, who? The remnant, first and foremost, shall build the old waste places. See? So this is hands-on for the whole elect, man. John 4 and 38. You reap that where you bestowed no labor, right? Other men labor, you are entered into their labors. The word continue. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer. What's a repairer? A person that's building. He's help fixing. So the Lord got hands on, man. So you have been called to the ministry, the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. You see, it said a breach. When you go back to Ezra 4. See, these devils is hurt, man, because the breaches are being closed, man. This is Ezra 4 and 1. It reads, Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the city of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers. See, the chiefs. This is about the chief of the fathers. This is about the elect, man. The remnant, and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the father Israel said unto them, Ye had nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord power of Israel, as King Cyrus, king of Persia, had commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building, and did what? And hired counselors against them. So here's your vocab Malones and Michael Browns, James Whites, okay? E.J. Love, Jesus is the Word, G-Man, wherever they at, they lost in the sauce right now. To frustrate their purpose, all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even unto the reign of Darius, king of Persia. And who was here? It was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Let's look at this. You see this say, head and say number of those returning, which is the elect. Let me get this. I want to hit right here. Ezra 1 and 6. So this is Ezra chapter 1, verse 6. It reads, no, Ezra 1 and 5. Holy vessels restored. It say, then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin, and the priests and the Levites, with all them whose spirit God had raised to go and do what? to go up to build a house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem. This is what's happening right now, man. Okay? Starting with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in the southern kingdom. I want to get this in Nehemiah. And when you're reading in Psalms 137, it said these devils required of us a song, right? Let's get this. They require of us mirth, even when we in captivity. Listen to this. This Nehemiah's prayer answered. And it came to pass in the month Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him, and I took up wine and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been before time sad in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? So here it is, Nehemiah, was sad about Jerusalem being destroyed, man. It say, then the king said unto me, for what doest thou make request? So I prayed to God of heaven, and I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if the servant have found favor in his sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Judah, unto the cities of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. See, this is about the building of the Lord, man. And he was sad, as we should be. When you're reading Haggai 1, starting at verse 2, the Lord say, our people run everyone to their own house, that they may build a house, but the house of the Lord lie waste. In Psalms 137, just want to make this point. Because these Edomites, they say they require of us a song, man. In the land of our captivity, we supposed to be in mirth. Well, 2/3 of Jake is in mirth, man. And we in mirth too, but it's about the building of the Lord. Let me get that in Isaiah 9. Isaiah 9, starting at verse 2. We're going to read that next. It's Psalm 137 and 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yeah, we wept when we remembered Zion. Where we at right now? In North America, Babylon the Great. It said, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yeah, we wept when we remembered Zion. What's the main river in Babylon the Great? Mississippi River, man. Okay? That's the new Euphrates, man. The Mississippi River. It said, we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? So Nehemiah was mourning that Jerusalem, was consumed with fire, man. Is we not mourning because our land is still desolate because we ain't there? In Isaiah 9 and 2. That's what the Lord said in Matthew 9. Yahweh Shai mentioned, pray to the Father for the harvest, because the harvest is plenteous, but the labors are few. It's Isaiah 9 and 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine. Thou hast multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. See, we ain't going to be joyful till we get beamed up out of here, man. This ain't a time of joy and mirth, man. We're supposed to be mourning. Tell you that in James 4 and 9. Thou hast multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. It's talking about the elect, the hopeful elect. They joy before thee according to the joy in harvest. What's this mean? Because we seeing Jake being reactivated, men and women. They joy before thee according to the joy in harvest. Because we see the prophecies playing out. These devils' kingdom is through, and we almost out of here, man. It say, and as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. See, we rejoicing. It say, they joy before thee according to the joy and harvest. The Lord gave you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding back, man. Okay? Lord willing, we hold on to it till we get beaten up into a chariot, man. Lord willing. But we rejoicing because it is truth. Because we see brothers and sisters waking up, man. We seeing how the prophecies is moving. That's why we rejoicing. Let's get this. In Jeremiah. Hey, the Lord is building Jake, man, in the midst of these Edomites. And they can't do nothing to stop it, man. They can't do nothing to stop it, man. You see, man, there's so much going on in the news. So much. And hey, and just to limit it down in a couple of words, the Lord is destroying the kingdom, man. This place is falling, man. Jeremiah 30 and 18, and the Lord is building up his as theirs is falling. As their last kingdom is falling, the Lord is raising up his kingdom. Thus saith Yahweh, Jeremiah 30 and 18, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents and his mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. See, get this. Just few precepts. Hey, the Lord is building us, man. And we gotta stay prayed up, stay praying about your mama Shah, that you hold on to your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, and increase your strength to endure to the end. Jeremiah 31 and 1. At the same time, saith Yahweh, will I be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus saith the Lord, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness. See the elect, the remnant. Even Israel, when I went to cause him to rest, the Lord have appeared of old unto me, saying, yeah, I will have loved thee. Yeah, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. So we are being drawn to this word, man. In the midst of these dragons, I tell you in Isaiah 35, the Lord is drawing us back. And that's why you read 2 Timothy 3 and 15. You have known the Holy Scriptures from a child, man. So the Lord is drawing out that was within us, man. But this only applies to the whole elect. Because 2/3, like I was saying, 2/3, they wisdom ain't gonna get drawn out, man. But the Lord left them to be what? They got a zeal for the Lord, but not according to knowledge. She said, therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Like being drawn, like being drawn to a magnet, man. But the whole elect, they don't have these drawing qualities to be drawn to this truth, man. Because the Lord got them following their father, the devil. Again, will I build thee, and thou shalt be built. See, this is the Lord talking to Isaac, man. Talking to Jeremiah about Israel. It said, again, will I build thee, and thou shalt be built, O virgin of Israel. Virgin meaning what? They tell you in Revelation 14, right? These are virgins. They will not defile with women. When you're a virgin, a spiritual virgin, that means you have not been defiled with philosophies. That's why I say in Revelation 14, it said they were not defiled with women, right? Meaning the philosophies. And then Peter said, what? I will stir up your pure mind, but it well remembers. What's a pure mind? A virgin. You have never been, no other philosophies have came across your mind. Okay, a virgin is someone that has never been had sex. So a spiritual virgin in the mind, when Peter said, I will stir up your pure mind by the way of remembrance, which is what? Remembering what? This truth. So that makes these men virgins. It say, again, when I build thee, and thou shalt be built, O virgin of Israel, thou shalt again be adored with thy tabrets. You see what it said in Psalm 137? We hanged our harps upon the willows. Because ain't no more playing music, man. Okay? Music was being played like when King David was dancing, when the Ark of the Covenant came into Jerusalem, it was dancing, it was music going on. Okay, we was in power at that time. So it said in Psalm 137, we hang our harp on the willows. Willows is a tree. So ain't no more music playing, ain't no more mirth and joy. It say thou shalt be built, thou shalt again be adored with thy tabrets, and shall go forth in the dances of them that make merry. See, ain't no more of that, man. At the moment. Let me get verse 38. There's some points I want to hit. This is verse 38. It say, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the city shall be built to the Lord from the tower of Hananel unto the great gate of the corner, and the measuring line shall yet go forth over against it, and shall come pass about to Goth. It say, what is that? Revelations 11. Read like unto a rod, because it say the heathens will not enter into the courts, man. They don't come to the gates and bring these tributaries, and they're gonna have to keep it pushing, man. This is Jeremiah 33 and 7. We are being built, man. In the midst of these Edomites, kingdom falling, you are being built right now. This is Jeremiah 33 and 7. And I will call the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return, and will build them as at the first. And I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me, and I will pardon all their iniquities, whereby they have sinned, and whereby they have transgressed against me. This is being rebuilt, man. Okay, let's get this. Because in Ezekiel 36, let me start at 9, as a matter of fact. Read some of this. This is Ezekiel 36 and 9. For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown, the land of Israel. Verse 10 reads, and I will multiply men upon you. See, these men of Israel, it say all the house of Israel, all 12 tribes, even all of it. And the city shall be inhabited, and the waste city shall be builded. And I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh. See, the Lord's going to do better, man. And it say in verse 24, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh power, when I shall be sanctified in you before the eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean for all your filthiness and from all your idols. The hell is this? So look, it said, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit I will put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. So the Lord is, let me get this. In Isaiah, see, this is happening right now, man. This is happening now, man. This is Isaiah 1 and 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. See? But it starts here, man, with these lively stones. It starts right now, man. Let me get this. Ezekiel what is that? 14, 21. See, this start with the men and the women. This is Ezekiel 14 and 21. It reads, verse 22. It said, "Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant." Matter of fact, let's read 21. "For thus saith the Lord power, how much more when I shall send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem?" This is everywhere where Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are scattered at. Beginning with America, Babylon the Great. It said, "The sword and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence to cut off from it man and beast. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall call forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doings, and ye shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it, and they shall comfort you when ye shall see their ways and their doings, and ye shall know that I have not done without cause all that I have done in it, saith the Lord power." So here it is, we watching the Lord rebuild his people, rebuild his temple in the midst of these Edomites, man. This is Isaiah 9 and 10. And it reads, it said, "The bricks are falling down, but we will build with huge stones. The sycamores are cut down, but we will change them into cedars." The bricks are falling down, but we will build with what? Huge stones. That's what we doing, man. We building right now. Oh, now I was gonna get this too. To go with that Amos 9. This is Acts. It's Acts 15. Hey, the Lord got us building, man. And these devils can't do nothing about it. This is Acts 15 and 16. "After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up." See? Let's get this. I was gonna read Nehemiah. It's Nehemiah 4. Hey, the temple of the Lord is almost finished, man. They say Nehemiah 4:1, "But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And he spake before his brethren and all the army of Samaria and said, What do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned?" Yeah, that's what the Lord is doing right now, man. Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burnt? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, "Even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down that stone wall." And that's Vocab Malone and Michael Brown. They are foxes, man. Hear, O our people, hear, O our power, for we are despised and turn their reproach unto their own head, which the Lord says is going to happen. That's why the kingdom falling. That's why his people is affected now, right? Why are there so-called why are there so-called white people homeless in America? Because there are people that control the resources don't care about them, man. It say and give them for a prey in the land of captivity, which they're going to be, and cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee. For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. What we doing right now? Building. What they trying to do? Provoke us, man. Verse 6. "So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, and that the breaches began to be stopped, Then they were very wroth and conspired all of them together to come and fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. That's what's going on right now, man. See, they can't stop nothing, man. Let's go back. I want to hit Nehemiah 2 real quick. They can't stop nothing, man. So in Nehemiah 2, I just want to read this verse 18. It said, it say, then said I unto them, ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. What we doing right now? The Lord got the Spirit on us to build, man. And you know what's beautiful? We ain't a reproach to these devils no more, man. We are not a reproach to these devils, man. Because now we understand why we here, how we got here, and what we got to do to get out of here, Lord willing. But we know 2/3 of our people don't know. They still think they African Americans. They Negroes, spick spooks, porch monkeys, wetbacks, and savages. And all they say, they just want to be a good servant, man. We know why we here. We know we ain't African Americans, man. Okay, we Hebrew Israelites, man. Verse 18 said, then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, and also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. See? But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant of the Ammonite and Gershom the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn. You ain't the people of the Lord. What are you talking about? You building a spiritual temple? They laughed us to scorn, man, and despised us and said, what is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? What we doing? Hey, we going against everything the so-called white man has established in Babylon the Great. Because Micah 2 and 10 say, this is not our rest. Then answered I them and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we, his servants, will arise and build. But ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. This don't got nothing to do with you heathens, man. Hey, so go max out your credit cards, have a good time, go find something else to do, man. Because their kingdom is falling, and we watching it fall, and there's nothing they can do, man. There's nothing they can do, man. So I was just meditating on this, as always, at the plantation. Hey, we in some beautiful times. These devils, hey, they don't care about their own people, man. It'll never be no GMO foods and contaminated waters, man. This didn't happen till the so-called white man took rulership in the earth, man. CDC, diseases, what? When we can't use herbs? So now you gotta find you a health store, right? Oh, I went to go get me some more apricot seeds, right? I usually keep the apricot seed because they got B17 in them. These people say they don't even keep them in the health store I go to. It's 2 health stores I deal with. They say they don't even keep them no more, man. I wonder why. If you go ask your doctor or any physician who you deal with, where can you find B17? They're gonna tell you they don't know. They don't know where you can get B17 from. Well, if you find apricot seeds, which is real bitter, I usually eat 1 or 2. Like early in the morning, it's good to eat them on an empty stomach. I usually eat them in the morning, like when I first get home from the plantation, about 6 in the morning. Hey, B17, man, fire for the immune system, for the blood, man. Just like our food grade peroxide, I keep that, man. Put a little bit in some distilled water. Listen, man. Now the devil telling me I gotta go online and order it. It used to be in store. They don't want that, man. The devil, he's a physician of no value, man. He's not here to heal us, man. He's here to destroy us. That's why we need the real physician. And that's why our physician is coming to cut off this fake physician, man. Lord willing. Hey, so Lord was edifying. I got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. that belongs to the apostles and that of Bishop and elders, a great millstone, rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready concepted not, in the sense of salutation, taught, arguing, pushing this truth, and believing this truth, throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the outward who are listening and learning. You sisters who are listening and learning. Let me close with this precept here. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and 10. It reads, the physician, which is Yahushua, cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. This is verse 14. The Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes. Now, this applied to us first. It applied to us first. Because it tell you that we wax fat and kick in Deuteronomy 32. And you can read about it in Ezekiel 16. It say the Lord have, Sirach 10 and 14, the Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. And it's crazy because I'm watching this Game of Thrones, man. And these guys, hey, for their throne is crazy, man. But that's how Jake was in the ancient time, man. You had the northern kingdom, hey, and you had the southern kingdom, hey, and everybody was fighting for the throne, man. Some Jake wasn't even on the throne but a couple of days, man. Because Jake was killing each other for the throne, man. Madness. That's why we need the kingdom, man. That's why Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 2, he had everything, man. He had men servants and women servants born in his house. He had all the wisdom, all the gold, lands, cattle. He said all was vanity and vexation of spirit because it wasn't the kingdom of heaven, man. It's Ecclesiastes 10 and 14. The Lord have cast down the throne of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. See what happened? Who was the meek? The Edomites. And the Lord set them in our stead. The Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nation, of the proud nations, and planted the lowly in their place. This is us going back to our authority, righteous rulership. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them and have made them memorial to cease from the earth. And this is going to be the Edomites. As a matter of fact, when you go to Daniel's 10, not Daniel's 10, Daniel 7 and 11, because it said in Ecclesiastes 10 that he took some of them away. So this Daniel's 10 and 11, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. So out of these 17 heathen nations, this beast system, EU, NATO, and America, the Edomites going to be destroyed. Verse 12, it say, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. So this is the other 16 heathen nations when the Edomites is destroyed. Let's read again Ecclesiastes 10. Ecclesiastes 10 and 14. The Lord have cast down the throne of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nation and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. He took some of them away, the Edomites, and destroyed them, the Edomites, and have made them a memorial to cease from the earth. So the Edomites going to be totally done away with. But the other 16 heathen nations, they're going to be able to go back into their land because these going to be the ones that will bring us tributaries forever, man. Because we have been tributaries to these heathen nations, starving the so-called white man, since the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, man. Okay? Now we watching these devils' kingdom fall, and it's beautiful, man. Again, let's close with Job 24 and 23. Though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, the Edomites, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low, back to the bases of men. Daniel 4 and 17. Job 30. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not so now, who will make me a liar and make my speech nothing worth? And the brother put it up. But young Yashala, Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So we watching this devil kingdom fall because the Lord say, who will make my speech nothing worth? Nobody. So we sit back patiently, watching the Lord destroy these Edomites and these heathens. Hey, and we are about to rise to power, man. Lord willing, we be of those elect number. So Lord was edifying. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakah Kodash. The honors to the apostle and the bishop, and the great millstone, who teach well. Well, the apostles and all of Israel, right, except they're not. In the sense of salutation, taught the doctrine, pushing this truth and believing this truth. About the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hope of the elect. Shalom to the walk through our listening and learning. If you sisters are listening and learning. Hey, to for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Wah, 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 wah.